So how's it going, boys and girls? Sorry I'm late on this one. I might be a tad tardy on my reporting of the Rebirth Superman, the Amazo virus hazmat suit Batman, the black repaint of Superman, his animated version, and then also the animated version of Flash. So I'm going to touch on them lightly, but it's old news by this point. Everyone's already heard about it and talked about it and has opinions formed. So I will briefly share mine. But then also, just recently, Todd decided to reveal 2 more figures that we knew were coming, but now we can see them, glam shots and all, and that would be 2 different Lex Luthors. Okay, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let's back up and talk about the figures that were already revealed that, quite frankly, I was too busy to make a video about. I was making a video about the latest wave of TMNT Ultimates from Super 7. Shameless self-promotion. You can go and check the video if you like. That's on the Brad the DCUGeek, but if not, we'll just continue on. So for starters, we all knew that Rebirth Superman was a-coming, and a lot of people were kind of speculating, okay, will this be the Rebirth suit with like the red kind of belted area with the red diamond in the middle and the non-red boots, the blue boots, just with the red line going up into a point, or will it be your not Rebirth, but Reborn era Superman, which was technically the arse end of Rebirth. And I had surmised that it would more than likely be the same body buck as Bizarro. There would be nothing new there, so that would be an actual Rebirth figure. But occasionally when people would report on this, they would show the wrong era of Superman. And I was thinking, don't get your hopes up. It's probably not going to be a completely new sculpt of that trunks area. And I was right. It's basically just a completely reused part Superman figure, which I'm not complaining. I'll take. It looks good enough for me. The color scheme is great. Although what's up with the top of those boots, that's weird. I mean, I know that the red line is supposed to be there, but really, it should have been either a whole new sculpt, or he should have just used this buck and given us another classic look at Superman rather than a kind of jury-rigged version of this character. I will say this, even though I really do like the current head that's on the body, it's just a repaint, a reuse of the Superman head that was on a previous Superman figure from Wave 1. It's a fine head sculpt indeed, but I was kind of hoping that, another head sculpt would have possibly been created or employed for this figure. I got this head sculpt right here. I'm going to try my hand at popping that one on this new Superman figure's body. Hopefully the skin tone matches, because I am absolute shite at repainting flesh tones. I am garbage with a paintbrush. I gotta tell you that straight and up front. But it could make for a really interesting Dark Knight Returns Superman, or just classic Superman in general. So overall, I am very stoked about this Superman figure. Again, that's weird at the top of the boots, but I understand why he didn't retool brand new boots for this figure. It's expensive to tool new parts. And then there's another Superman figure, right? There's the one it's just a repaint of the animated one with the, the mullet. That's a weird head sculpt. Can we just agree on that? That's a strange head sculpt, but it's a repaint of that all in just a black, a darker color scheme. That's all that is. I probably will not pick him up because I have no use for him. I have no need for a Superman all in black. It would have been cool if perhaps it was Justice Lords or something like that, but I'm not that interested in it. The Flash, however, he does look fan-diddly-tastic. I will be absolutely picking up the Flash. For one, it does seem like Todd might be well on his way to giving us some kind of a not completely accurate to each other animated Justice League, so I'll take it. The figure does look fun, and it will be one of the figures out of all the animated figures to pop on the shelf. No, I did never actually end up picking up Cyborg because I never fell into that iteration of the Teen Titans to really fall in love with that appearance of Cyborg. So I never did pick him up. I did see him, but never added him to my collection. But the Flash looks good, so he's coming home with me. And then finally, we have the Amazo virus hazmat suit Batman. That was a fantastic story. For one, that whole Amazo virus storyline was fantastic. If you haven't read it yet, I really highly suggest you order the paperback floppy graphic off of Amazon or your favorite comic book retailer, or Chapters quite often has a pretty good selection of graphics as well. At least mine does. It's pretty massive. I really highly encourage you to read that. It was fantastic. I will probably pick this one up. There are 2 versions of it. One is a Target exclusive that will sell for $10 more than the regular version. It's got a light up bat in the chest, and You know, you got to have that light up feature. I may be 41, but with that light up feature, I feel like I'm 10. And then the regular version, which the bat doesn't light up, I'll probably pick up one each. I'll keep the light up one, and then I'll give the one that doesn't light up to my youngest boy. Because even though that's a hazmat suit, you know that that 8-year-old boy is going to look at this and go, oh, it's Scuba Batman. And in the bathtub it goes. Heck, it could also be Spaceman Batman to my little 8-year-old boy. Either way, I'm going to get one of each of those, so 2 of those Batmans. Next, let's move on to the Luthors, of which there are 2. The Luthors 2. Let's first just tackle the Lex Luthor in the green and purple power suit. It looks great. I love the color scheme. It's just the classic purple and green. And it's a figure that I was really hoping that Todd was going to tackle, because as much as some people say, we've got enough Luthor in power suits. Okay, listen, your opinion is perfectly fine, and I'm glad that you have it. It takes all kinds, no problem. But I personally can't get enough of Power Suit Lex. And looking at Todd's new scale of figures, that 7-inch scale of figures, I thought I really wish that there was a Power Suit Lex to pose against my classic suit Superman. And kapoof, voila! There it is. You will notice when I get to the next Lex that they do share some of the same body parts. Same shoulders, same biceps, that whole crotchal area, like where the waist, so where the articulation fits in there, that's exactly the same. I do believe that the abdomen right here is the same as well. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and say the figure is almost completely reused parts. And it's kind of obvious because the middle area, the belt area, has that Superman insignia shaped symbol even on the green one, so it's dead giveaway. But I don't really care, because when it's blue or when it's purple and green, it looks different enough that I'm not even noticing that. Where they differ greatly, though, obviously is the head sculpt, because one comes with the regular old cue ball head Lex, and the other one comes with him looking more Darkside-ish with a Darkseid helmet. It didn't really happen this way in the comic books. This is really actually a Lex Luthor suit from when he was Super Lex, during the early time of Superman's Rebirth era. He actually used the New 52 Superman's cape as well during that time. And they really did kind of look like Lex was gonna kind of sort of become the good guy. It was a very interesting time. This Darkseid Lex really was only, you know, for like a panel, and it was like a possible future Lex Luthor. So there was a time when Lex Luthor absorbed all of Darkseid's power during the Darkseid War event, but he was wearing his green power suit for that whole time, and it wasn't until the very end of that event when he sat down on the throne with his regular bald head, not with the helmet, that the suit became a blue and red power suit rather than the green and purple. And then it was afterwards when we see Lex in those few panels where he actually looks more like Darkseid Lex. But it never really happened. It is kind of strange that they didn't decide to give Lex an extra regular bald head and then a cape as well, so that you could kind of use him for either one. Which means there will more than likely be a variant that will come out called Super Lex. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments section about these figures. I'm going to be honest with you, I am generally garbage at getting back to the comments as of late, because of working on videos takes a certain amount of time, and then being with the kids, trying to spend time with my wife, and they're going back to school, because here in Ontario, they don't go back to school as early as they do in some states. They go back the first day after Labor Day, and I'm trying to soak up as much time with them as I can, and I've really been trying to do that all summer, just spend as much time with my kids as I possibly can, because they're only young ones, and then they're older, and then they don't want to spend any time with you, and then they move across the country to go to school somewhere and fall in love with somebody else in another country, and then you never see them anymore. But anyway, I guess that's it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I really appreciate it. Have yourself a DC day, and I'll see you next time.